Welcome back, everybody. My name is Tank. Today, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin. Again, I'll be giving you guys my 2 cents about where we are in the market as well as where we might be going in the short to near future. Now, the reason why I'm only sticking with Bitcoin is because honestly, guys, that's the only thing that matters right now. If Bitcoin fails, we all fail. If Bitcoin rises, guess what? We're all going to pump and rise along with it. So let's just remain focused on what's happening with Bitcoin currently and what we need to accomplish in the short to near future in order for us to remain bullish. And also, let's talk about what we need to do to avoid being bearish. So let's go ahead and jump on into Bitcoin's 4-hour time frame. And just for reference, I am using Market Cipher as my primary oscillator and indicator tool. The first thing I want to point out to you guys is this big gaping section of the VPVR wall. We're still in it, guys. I've been calling this big gaping section of the VPR wall the dead zone. I've illustrated it here with this big transparent box on my chart. That's not a good place for us to be. I've been saying it in my past videos that we need to get up out of this dead zone. In order for us to do that, we need to close above $44,000, preferably $45,000 on a daily candle in order for us to actually remain bullish. Now, if we can accomplish that goal of closing above $45,000 on a daily candle, I would like to see Bitcoin's price action use that as momentum and support and start making stair-stepping movements to the upside, slow and steady growth to the upside, because this is a lot more sustainable. This is a lot more maintainable. This is a lot more realistic for Bitcoin's price action going forward. I know a lot of people would much rather see parabolic movements to the upside. I necessarily don't want to see that happen, because there is a saying in this game, guys: with every pump there's a dump, with every ebb there's a flow. And if we have this big parabolic movement to the upside, guess what? We're probably going to get met with equal force to the downside, and that would not show the bears that us bulls are in complete control of Bitcoin's price action. If they can push us back down even halfway from where we started that rally, we could slip down further back into this dead zone. And if we slip into the dead zone, we've seen it happen time and time before, we could even have momentum slip even further for us and get us into a position that we really don't want to be in, that is closing below $40,000 to $41,000 on a daily candle. If we close $41,000 and slip beyond that, we could see us falling even further, guys, because if you take a look at the VPVR wall right here, there's nothing there to catch us. There's really no support underneath $40,000 if we close below that price point for Bitcoin. So that's what we need to avoid in order for us to remain bullish. In order for us to avoid being bearish, we cannot close $40,000 to $41,000 on a daily candle, guys. We can't do it. We just cannot do it. We've been holding up so far, but again, guys, there's a saying: the more you test support and or resistance, the more likely you are to break through support and or resistance. Now, not being an ultra bear, I'm just pointing out what's on the charts. We've tested it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times now, and we've only tested the top 1, 2. So again, we have more likelihood of us breaking down further right now than us breaking back up. Now, again, I necessarily do think that we will start seeing higher price points here shortly. I think that there's a lot of things happening fundamentally outside of the charts that are drawing Bitcoin's price action to the downside. And that is, this big concern about the US debt ceiling needing to be raised. Right now, the Democrats and the Republicans are at odds with each other. I am of the thinking that no matter what happens, this is just all posturing and the debt ceiling will be raised. I don't think that we're going to default, guys. I do think that we're going to keep printing money, and I do think that they're going to raise the debt ceiling. I think right now it's just a political game. They're just posturing. It's kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. But that's my thinking. That's what I actually think is going to be happening. Now, I could be wrong, but I do think that that's ultimately what's going to be happening. And right now, people are just positioning themselves for the either of the two scenarios to play out. Now, because we could not actually raise the ceiling, and we could actually see some hurt come in on the markets. Now, it wouldn't just be the crypto market; it would be all markets. If that happens, if we default, that's going to show uncertainty and not very much power from the dollar, even though it's very weak right now as it is, because we're dealing with inflation and a lot of money printing. But if we default, that's going to show a lot of weakness in the dollar in our markets, and people are going to be pulling their money from assets and being protective of themselves. So again, I just want you guys to be prepared for both scenarios, because even though I think necessarily that we will not default, that could be something that does happen. So I don't want to be biased and just because I have an opinion tell you guys only one side of the story. I want you guys to be well aware of both things that could happen. So we could pump, we could dump. It's very, very likely. Nobody knows for certain, but I am of the thinking that we will, rise to the occasion. This is just a really good consolidation range right now. Actually, if you guys want my opinion about what we're currently dealing with right now, I think this is the new 32 or 29 to 32 $1,000 price point like we did here when we fell. I think we're just going through it right now at $40 to $42,000 for Bitcoin's price. And then I think eventually we will see it rise just like we saw it rise right here on the charts. That's just my thinking. I do think that we will rise to see higher price points here shortly, but I want you guys to be prepared because I'm a long-term investor. I have very big time horizons. So all of this is really honestly just noise to me. I do believe if you zoom out on the charts, it is nothing but an ultra bull market. Like, I mean, come on, guys, look at it from inception, at least from when it started trading on Coinbase, which it goes back way further than that. It's been nothing but a bull market. So let's be real, guys. If you have long time horizons, you're safe. You know, not financial advice, just my opinion, but you're probably safe. But yeah, that's what's going on in the market, guys. Be prepared for anything right now. Like I always say, we could either dump, we could go sideways, or we could pump. Now, let me talk about one more thing. There is a third scenario, guys. You guys got to remember, we could actually just go sideways here and lay a pretty good layer of support on the VPVR wall. Again, I've been telling you guys for some time now on the 4-hour time frame, if you take a look at the VPVR wall here, that we have a big gaping section of the VPR wall. And as this does suck because we're not actually getting up and out of this dead zone or this big gaping section of the VPVR wall, this is actually not an entirely bad thing as well. We could just go sideways here, much like I said, I think is kind of happening like when we consolidated in this range right here. We could go sideways right here, fill up this gap on the VPVR wall right here, put a really good layer of foundation for Bitcoin's price right at $40,000, $41,000, and then use that as a good level of support to build on. You guys got to know when you're building anything, you need a good foundation. And if you've taken a look at the charts and kind of, you know, clear out all the noise and all the FUD that's in your ears probably from everybody else in the markets and on social media, you could probably see it more clearly that right now we are laying down a pretty good level of support right here. And if you guys have been watching the VPVR wall, it is these bars have actually been going inwards a bit, filling up this big gaping section of the VPVR wall. So this is becoming a very good level of support. And if we just go sideways here, this is getting to my point of why it would be a good thing going sideways. Not only are we filling up this big gaping section, but if you look at past cycles, that could give altcoins their really big blow off top opportunity that usually happens in cycles, guys. If you go back and look at past cycles, usually Bitcoin will fade and then altcoins will run for some time after, and then they'll fade into the darkness, right? That's usually what happens in these cycles, guys. The altcoins will see further price action to the upside after Bitcoin kind of, you know, loses momentum, loses steam in the cycle, and then they'll actually fade off later in the later part of Q4. That's usually what happens. So again, that could be a scenario that's playing out as well right now. Bitcoin necessarily doesn't actually have to rise to the occasion if altcoins actually do so. That would actually fulfill past cycles as well, and what people also think, you know, is the rules for cycles, you know, if you believe in them. But yeah, just want to let you guys know that's what I'm currently seeing in the charts. Look for a daily close above $44,000, $45,000 to be made bullish, and then look out for $40,000, $41,000 for the bearish part of our discussion. So look out for those three things, guys. Again, the third being just going sideways, and you guys will do awesome in this market. If you guys could do me a huge favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I am trying to grow this channel and I could use your guys' support. If you guys don't know, I actually have a giveaway happening where I'm giving away a 50-inch flat screen TV to one lucky subscriber once we do hit 1,000 subs here on YouTube. So help me out, help me reach more people here on YouTube by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.